This is a streaky series between these two, but they got to win at some point, you would think.
Yes.
The Steelers, of course, have the league's top rushing attack, led by Barry Foster. That had to concern the Bengals since they are next to the last in AFC in yards allowed. And, of course, they have problems at offense, scoring just 78 points in their first 5 games, all losses. In the first quarter, second play from scrimmage, Barry Foster is hit by Alfred Williams. He goes out with a sprained left knee. He would not return. His replacement, Bam Morris, was effective, TJ.
Yeah, Bam Morris doing a good job of watching Barry Foster and imitating here, following Duval Love and getting 14 yards.
21 carries, 82 yards for the rookie. Meanwhile, the Bengals looking to run also. Derek Finner, he's going nowhere. Steelers tough on defense early on. Then, TJ, the Steelers open up on offense as well.
Yeah, nice job here of running the reverse with Ernie Mills. And then look here as Neil O'Donnell gets out in front, sticks his head in, throws a nice block to get him a 16-yard gain.
That set up this. Neil O'Donnell to John L. Williams. Play goes for 13 yards and a touchdown, 7-0 Steelers. Still in the second, David Klingler out with blurred vision. Donald Hollis comes in at QB. The first play, and he is intercepted by Levon Kirkland. The Steelers ball at the Bengals' 33-yard line. They quickly went to work. O'Donnell hits Ernie Mills, 14-yard strike, 14-0 Steelers at this point. Second half, the Bengals turn to open up on offense. Klingler goes back, finds Darnay Scott for 43 yards, beating the veteran Rod Woodson. The drive stalls. The Bengals line up for a field goal. Oh, those crazy Bengals. They go for the fake, and they get in for the score. Bengals would add a field goal to make it 14-10. In the fourth, Bengals defense steps it up. Alfred Williams brings down O'Donnell. Williams with 4 sacks on the day. Then Darrell Williams catches O'Donnell. The Bengals with 8 sacks. They only had 3 coming in today in 5 games, but they got to O'Donnell 8 times. That gives the Bengals one last chance. Less than a minute, 59 seconds left to go in the game. Klingler is nailed by Greg Lloyd. He fumbles. Cornell Lake recovers, and the Steelers hang on for the victory. 14-10. O'Donnell, 15 of 22 for 190. Remember, he was sacked 8 times. Foster is out 2 to 3 weeks with a sprained left knee. Steelers now 4-2. Oh, those Bengals 0-6. Their 7th straight loss now to the Steelers.
They're getting closer, though.
They're getting closer.
You can taste it. You can taste it.
Maybe they won't go 10 games like last year.
No, they're not. I predict they will not go 10 games. I don't know.
I'm writing that down. You're predicting good.
Well, let's go to the Meadowlands, Rob. Well, certainly Bill Parcells, a stadium that he knows very well. Led the Giants a couple of Super Bowls playing in there, but it's the second time he's come in as head coach of the Patriots. Both of these teams, the Jets and the Patriots, win in 3-3. So the winner really in the thick of the AFC East hunt. The loser really looking at an uphill climb because of the way Miami and Buffalo and everybody else standing around. So Bill Parcells. Back, and it's kind of throwback weekend here. The Jets wearing the old uni should have played at Shea Stadium where you could hear all the planes. Gets stacked up here, does Ronnie Harris. Kurt Barber makes the hit, and Kyle Clifton, wearing those old unis, makes the recovery for the Jets.
Yeah, Ronnie Harris with a good job of covering up the football. He's got it tucked away. You saw him try to put 2 hands on it there. Kurt Barber, a good job of stripping the ball, and Kyle Clifton aware as he recovers the fumble.
So on the drive, look at the time of science it has in this particular play. No rush at all, hits Johnny Johnson, and Johnson turns it upfield, getting near the goal. It's a 15-yard pickup 2 plays later. We're in those old units. Is that Mark Smolinski? No, it's Brad Baxter, number 30, touchdown, 14-7 JETS in the second quarter. Turnovers really leading to points for everybody in the first half, which would see it end 21-7 Jets after an Esiason pass at the end of the half. Bledsoe tries to rally. Marion Butts, though, on second and goal from the 3, goes to the 2. Mo Lewis makes a stop. Then Butts from the 2 goes to the 3. Mo Lewis makes a stop. Bill Parcells all day long went for it on 4th and goal. Once he made it with a touchdown, his time Bledsoe swatted away by Randy Rasmussen. I mean, Donald Evans, number 66, and Pete Carroll's Jets get the ball on a turnover. Again, 4th and 1, Ronnie Lott comes in, makes a great play, and reads it perfectly. Was not offside, timed it perfectly. Patriots went 7 times on 4th down. They made 3 of them. In the fourth quarter, Patriots might come back. The former Jet Blair Thomas, former top pick, touchdown for New England. 21-14 Jets. And he throws the ball. Yes, they booed me for years. Have a ball, Tom. But Nick Lowry, the veteran Jet, at times has looked good. Last week, real good against the Colts. This time to give him a 10-point lead. The Patriots still down by just a touchdown. 4th and 10 on the ensuing drive. Mike Battle, number 40. James Hasty. The much maligned James Hasty comes through, drills Bledsoe, Jets ball. This leads to a field goal. It's a 10-point lead. The Jets sacked Bledsoe 3 times in the second half. Now it's a 24-17 lead. 22 seconds to go. And after one penalty gives the Patriots a second shot at an onside kick, the Jets get the ball, and that was it. The Jets beat the Patriots by a score of 24-17, and it's the Jets that go to 4-3. Although the bad news, Morrell is out for at least a month and maybe 6 weeks. Johnny Johnson, though, 122 yards running the football. And, Tommy, really, this is a case that we talked about on NFL Game, that the Jets, remembering the type of personnel they have vis-a-vis the type of personnel the Patriots have. It's a good matchup for them. They played some of it that way.
Yeah, built to run the ball with power. Johnny Johnson was able to get over 100 yards today. And when you have a play-action faker like Boomer Esiason, that allows him to do some things as he can freeze those linebackers and then throw behind them. But when you look at the Patriots and that small defensive front that they have, most people should be able to run against them. And then when you think about them inside the 5-yard line, Blair Thomas can move the ball, but Marion Butts can't. I don't get it.
I don't think Bill gets it either. And so the Patriots go home at 3-4. Though they registered 6 sacks. I mean, there's some good things about it, but yet the Jets did a pretty good job on Bledsoe today overall. And the Jets get the win, and they're in it. They're at 4-3, a mystery team for sure, but they're in the hunt in the AFC Adams division, the always rugged Adams division. Inside the numbers, I mean, today, Robin showed you the 8 Bengals sacks against the Steelers. First 5 games, they had only 3. This is why they will win. Before they get the double figures in the loss column, they played a courageous game, but not good enough. When we return, we talked about the Raiders, Haas, and his coach. Oh, by the way, they played Miami. Raiders, Dolphins, around the corner on NFL Primetime.
Can you tell which man is at home and which is in a Residence Inn hotel room?
Honey, can you take out the garbage?
That was a hint. Residence Inn by Marriott, the next best thing to home.
So, you're all set for a barbecue. Look what my mom got. You gonna eat that thing? That's brain food, Kevin. What's the classic alcohol beverage with burgers and dogs?
I don't eat meat, you guys.
Cheddar, Gruyere. Get away from my burger, man. You guys want whale?
No,
Why are you putting that there?
Chef class.
Where's the cheese? Look at that. It's burning.
Man, that's Pile it on, pile it on. Give me more. Hey, are those free-range burgers?
Who cares? Have a Zima. Don't let that touch my burger, man.
NFL Prime Monday, tomorrow, 7:30, ESPN.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime, a game in the AFC just dripping with intrigue. The Raiders at the Dolphins at Joe Robbie Stadium. This is a quirk in the statistics. Don Shula, lifetime, coaching against the Raiders, going in 5-11. His son David Shula, lifetime, 2-0. So obviously when they had their weekly talk, Don said, Dave, give me a couple pointers on beating the Raiders here. Well, one thing is for sure, I don't think Art Shell is asking his quarterback, Jeff Hostetler, for pointers. We'll show you what happened right here. Off the shell. And the Raiders going against the Dolphins and Don Shula. Clash of Titans at Joe Robbie Stadium. First possession for the Dolphins. Dan Marino is the ball stripped by Nolan Harrison. And Jerry Ball, the big nose tackle, falls on it for the Raiders. Sets up a Jager field goal, 3-0 L.A. Dolphins' next possession, Bernie Pomeroy. Oh, he's rumbling for 9 yards. It's Bernie, just short of a first down. Next play, 2nd and short. Pomeroy lost the contact that put Mark Higgs in, and you may not see him run the ball too much more this year for the Dolphins. It's a fumble. Anthony Smith, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. 10-0 Raiders. 5th straight game. Raiders defense has scored a touchdown.
Yeah, Terry McDaniel is as valuable a defensive player as there is in this league. Puts his hat right on the football, knocks it out from Higgs, and then Anthony Smith, right place, right time.
So the big fella gives the Raiders a lead. Miami's defense, Marco Coleman gets Jeff Hostetler here. Then number 51, as Coleman celebrates, you know Brian Cox wants to celebrate. He nails Haas right here, Tom, beating Bruce Wilkerson.
Yeah, you watch Brian Cox, great first step. Look at the speed, comes around, gets the arm around, and then drives through the quarterback. Ouch, man.
So Haas is hurt, he's battered, and on the sideline, he is, as Billy Joel would sing, an angry young man. And just remember this, because this would lead to more. Dolphins get great field position, and on 4th and 1, look at the play action by Marino. To ESPN's Greg Beatty, second catch of the season, keeps the drive alive. Shula says, way to gamble for it, guys. And then Marino to the regular tight end. Whoa, Nelly. Let me tell you about traction. It's a touchdown, 15 yards. Raiders lead is down to 10-7. Raiders next possession, more agony for the Haas. This time, Cox. Haas has some time, steps up, and Cox nails him from behind as he releases the football. Cox celebrates, then we go to the sideline. Haas says, the coach, hey, I'm the coach, you're not the quarterback. Shell says, wait a minute, I don't care. Hey, Vince, Jeff, you're out. Vince Evans, get in. You're the quarterback. I'm the coach. And it escalates. Evans tries to calm it down. Now, Haas says, no, Fred Biletnikoff, you should be going across the middle. I'm on the phone. I'm really annoyed. Who am I talking to? Somebody higher? No, well, there's no one higher than Al Davis. But he was really talking to Tom Walsh, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders. Heated discussion. Walsh came down to the field at the end of halftime. Haas says, I don't need this, as Vince Evans gets instructions from his coach, Art Shell. Oh, by the way, the Raiders are leading at this point, 10-7. Evans goes in, that venerable one, 39 years of age, but Jeff Cross sacks him. Meanwhile, Haas says, well, I'm going to make the best of this. Okay, guys, I was only kidding. Block for me, and that's the defense, so that's the problem. It's at the offensive line. But at any rate, Marino back on the field. Ball deflected, picked off by Donald Ballpark Frank. And the half ends a very interesting second quarter. The Raiders lead it 10-7. Who would start in the third quarter? Would it be Haas or Vince Evans? It's now a 10-10 game. Raiders driving. It is Haas. And this is why Tim Brown makes the Pro Bowl. What a catch in traffic. What a run after it. A 30-yard play brings the Raiders down to the 12. Then Hostetler to Brown again. Tommy, it's a great catch, 17-10 Raiders.
Yeah, tight coverage. And the thing you love about Tim Brown is that you watch him hooked up here with J.B. Brown, one-on-one coverage. The catches that he makes in traffic, he knows he's going to take a lick. He still concentrates and pulls the ball in.
So Brown and Haas give the Raiders the lead. Last play of the third quarter, a punt by the Dolphins. Tim Brown has it, but this time it's a fumble, and Viney falls on it like a loose caniche. And the Raiders, and the referees, wait a minute, though. Was it a fumble? Did he have it? Was it a fumble? What do you think, Tom?
Difficult call for the officials. I think they got about this view of the play. But Don Shula coaches the Dolphins.
Well, and the call went to the Dolphins, and Art Shell incensed, Tim Brown incensed, but Miami gets the ball. It's a tough call, and that's what the Raiders thought of it. Taking advantage of the break, Marino to his fullback, Keith Byers. Looking, throwing a beautiful catch, beautiful throw, 18 yards, 17 all, we're tied. And as Byers spikes, Margaret Byers, his wife, happy as can be in the stands. And we're tied in the fourth quarter. Haas to James Jett, but Troy Vincent gets there just before Jett had control. And Haas said, oh, we had the bomb. We couldn't quite hold on. Could Jager come on to kick the game-winning field goal? He wouldn't get that chance because Brian Cox, again the man for Miami, with the sack on Hostetler. We go to overtime, tied at 17. Then it's Bernie Parmalee. We told you about this Iving and Viney backfield. It rumbles for 26 yards. He's smearing inside the 40-yard line. Then 3 plays later, it's Parmalee. 9 more yards. He goodies is up inside of field goal range. Pete Stoyanovich, 29-yard field goal. Good! In overtime, Dolphins 20, Raiders 17. How about that one, Coach? Heck of a game. Oh boy, a lot of intrigue. That is faux show as the Dolphins win it by Stojanovich's field goal. Now they're in sole possession of first place with the Bills lost to the AFC East at 5-2, and the Raiders fall to 2 below 500 at 2-4. Mark Malone was at the game. A quarterback understands this conflict between quarterback and head coach. Right, Mark?
Although there really isn't any history of problems between Art Shell and Jeff Hostetler, the frustration boiled to a head today. Hostetler, who finished the first half 2 for 9 and only 15 yards, was battered again and left without a running game. After the game, neither wanted to talk about it.
As far as went on with Art, you'll have to ask him about that. And Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it.
Or the quarterback change, what was going on?
Coach's decision.
Was it the way that Jeff was playing, or was it what was going on?
I just answered your question. I'm not explaining more. Coach's decision.
But I don't think that you can single out one individual. You know, we just didn't make it happen early on, and I think it was frustrating for the entire team.
You expect to start next week?
Game over.
Some Raider players told me privately, however, that Hostetler had been so frustrated with the offense that when he came off to the sideline after the third down play, he questioned some of the play calling of Art Shell. That's when the argument ensued, and Vince Evans finished the half. Neither Shell nor Hostetler will say whether or not this situation has been resolved. And at 2-4, the last thing the Raiders need is a quarterback controversy. Reporting from Joe Robbie Stadium, I'm Mark Malone, ESPN.
Well, certainly, Tim, the Raiders on an interesting plane flight right now back to the West Coast. 9 of 27 passing and a tough loss. They really needed to get back in the thick of things here.
Yeah, and unlike Vince Evans, we can single out one guy. We can single out Bernie Parmalee of the Miami Dolphins. 30 carries, 150 yards, took some pressure off of Dan Marino, who in the win today had his problems. And if you're the Raiders, and you know the Raiders up close and personal, as I do, a little bit of controversy doesn't hurt this team. I think encouraging for them, they found a bit of a running game today with Harvey Williams.
Yeah, second game in a row with Harvey Williams, and Marino completing less than 50% of his passes, but yet they come from behind, they get the win, and they're in first place by their lonesome, their first home game in a month. As we go inside the numbers here in NFL Primetime, the Dolphins running game, Bernie Parmalee, 150 yards. And Terry Kirby in week 3 had a 100-yard game, so already they have 200-yard games by their running backs. Last year in the whole season, they just had 200-yard rushers, and they're averaging almost 30 yards a game more on the ground. And the more they can do, the more dangerous they can make Dan Marino, even when he has an off day, as the Raiders' coverage will make you do. Speaking of coverage, and Deion had Andre covered and vice versa. And left to the face and the right to the jaw. We'll be back.
Get ready for the season with Fall Car Care Days at Napa, where you'll find quality Napa parts at low prices. Right now, a Napa Power 60-month battery is only $29.99 after mail-in rebate. Napa Silver oil filters are as low as $1.99, and a WD-40 twin pack is just $3.88. So pull into your nearest Napa Auto Parts store soon for Fall Car Care Days.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Get ready for Honda's Red Hot Dirt Days. The best time to get on a Honda 4Trax ATV, dual sport, or dirt bike. With 0 down financing, free Honda 4Trax apps with $10 purchase, a free flat roof offer when you buy 4 ATV tires, even a red hot helmet trade-in offer, and lots more. Want to clean up in the dirt? Then you'd better get moving. Honda's Red Hot Dirt Days disappear November 15th.
NFL scores and details. Get them as they happen or whenever you want them from ESPN Net on Prodigy. Inside info, stats, transactions, scores, previews, reviews, all at the touch of a button. Call 1-800-ESPN-PRO to subscribe. Get connected with ESPN Net on Prodigy.
Quarterback Shea Moran's Texas Longhorns against Rice at the top of the hour. Ed, you want to drift over to that movie for just a few minutes midway through the game? It's okay, but come on back, y'all, here. Texas Rice. Football at the top of the hour here after prime time. I couldn't help it. 4-2 San Francisco at 4-2 Atlanta. Two teams tied atop the NFC West. The last 6 games, the Falcons have split with the 49ers, which might surprise you. They've gone 3-3. So not only was this a battle of first place, though, it was the first Georgia Dome visit for Deion Sanders as a 49er. Once the heart and soul of the Falcons, now he's the enemy.
Man, I really don't give a damn. Deion Sanders don't play here no more.
I gave my all to these guys, and then some. And them to say that I wasn't a team player, I mean, what else do I have to do? Come and pick you up and take you to the damn game?
The stage was set in the first half. Look, first a couple of chucks by Rice, and then a left, to the base, and a right to the count.
Standing 8 count.
Standing 8, what's going on here?
Personal foul, number 21 on the defense. It was the instigator of the fight. It was 15 yards.
Well, neither was thrown out of the game, so that certainly set the tone. Oh, by the way, Steve Young set the tone. First drive for the 49ers. Young got him moving. He hits Jerry Rice for 15 yards. Remember, Deion used to guard Jerry Rice. They don't have that anymore. Now Young to Ricky Waters. He dunks it over the crossbar. 1 drive, 1 touchdown, 7-0 Niners. 49ers defense came out strong. Ironhead Haywood, it's a fumble. Tim McDonald has the ball. E-I-E-I-O. Can he make it? He's at the 15, 10. Touchdown. 14-0 Niners. Ironhead disconsolate. After the Niners D held again, Young back to work. Looking downfield, 33 yards. Jerry Rice makes a nice comeback for the catch, Tom.
Yeah, and appreciate this catch. Jerry Rice with a nice seam post pattern, but look how he grabs the back of the football with his fingertips and brings it back in for the catch.
So that sets up a couple plays later, 4th and goal. Young rolls, finds Rice, and just 69 shy of 200 touchdowns. It's like clockwork. Add it up, get your abacus. 21-0 Niners. With a score 21-3, Jeff George in a hole tries to rally his team. Goes for Andre Bad Moon Rison, but Deion gets the flag. So the Falcons in business. The crowd cheering, but they wouldn't cheer for long. Looking for Ricky Sanders. Look at him go! Deion Sanders taunts the bench. He could go all the way. You talk about a guy with stage presence. 93 yards. 28-3 San Francisco.
Yeah, as you watch the replay of this, Deion Sanders fading with the outside receiver, actually baits the quarterback. If you're looking at this play as the ball's released, the flat pattern is open, then the great speed by Deion, the stop, the plant, the drive on the football, headed down, and if I may, Chris, he turns to the Falcon bench and lets them know that he could go all the way.
He certainly does, and the histrionics, and yes, some of the fans, not all of them booing him, they helped build it. Now, Deion hurt his groin on the play, didn't play the rest of the day, but certainly at 28-3, and 93 yards later, he made his point. Second half, more of the same. George's pass, tipped by Rison. Merton Hanks makes the interception and the nice return, and he makes the cut back across the grain. He's not going to be stopped until he's inside the 10-yard line. Young would follow with a touchdown pass, 35-3. Then Dana Stubblefield causes a fumble. Ricky Jackson, boy, this doesn't look like the same defense. Gave up 40 points 2 weeks ago to Philly. 6 sacks, 6 turnovers. They scored 2 touchdowns. Steve Young, second touchdown of the day for Ricky Waters. Steve Young on the day was okay. 15 of 16. Yeah, throwing economically for 4 touchdowns. Completed it, and that's a good scene at the end of the game with Rison and Deion hugging. But it was the 49ers who 2 years ago laid 2 games way in the upper 30s by 38 and 39 on the Falcons. It's the same thing, a 39-point win by the count of 42-3. And afterward, Deion talked about his afternoon.
Deion. Hold on. Back up, fellas. Back up. I've been humble all week, Rodney.
Yes, sir.
I got one thing to say. This is my house. I built this, and this is my house. I don't care if I'm with the Falcons or not. This is my house, and this will always be my house. Now let's continue. It's very unfortunate that 2 guys like us should get in a fight like that. I'm sorry. I mean, I think it's mutual. Both of us was wrong, and that's crazy. It takes away from the matchup.
Well, we hope the hug really is something that we'll see, the second time they play. Just 2 of the best in football going out. A lot of people thought that maybe both should get thrown out, but then we wouldn't have had that moment. Well, Deion, quite a return for him. Sense of theater, Tommy.
Yeah, well, Deion Sanders is an outstanding man-on-man cover guy, and we all had the feeling that if you get him excited like that, you're going to see a big play from him, and we did. But when you think about the 49ers, they were trying to survive until they can get to the bye week and get that offensive line in shape. But I think the most impressive thing is this defense finally appears to be coming together.
Kind of reminds me of that Saints Monday night game last year. That was in early November. The Saints were tied with them for first place, and they blasted them by like 40 points. It's like, get out of the way. And so the Niners now back in their accustomed position of sole possession, first place in the NFC West. So we go inside the numbers. Of the first 6 games, it was the Falcons we were talking about with all the takeaways. Today they had none. The Niners had 6. You add it all up, 42-3 on the scoreboard. When we return, there's been nobody better than the Chargers. Would Natron continue to mean business against the Saints? Lightning bolts, highlights, and more in a moment.
You a cowboy?
Sorta.
You ride?
Some.
I'll give you 2 pieces of advice, cowboy. Change your oil more often.
And?
Watch out for them blindside blitzes.
Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Wow. Look at the size of this place. A guy who didn't know what he was doing could sure get himself in a lot of trouble here. But hey, I'm sure you'll pick one out. I mean, how hard could it be? Like these guys. They used to make a heck of a movie projector. And anyway, if something does go wrong, I'm sure a handy guy like you can probably just fix it yourself. But as long as you're here, maybe you ought to just look at an IBM.
Sports fans, you've seen the best. Now Marv Albert's here to show you the rest.
Lots of horsing around in the world of sport.
There's 45 minutes of non-stop fun in Marv's great new video, the hilarious Albert Achievement Award. And best of all, your video's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. In this great new video, Marv captures all the amazing footwork, agility, grace, and power that makes sports so much fun to watch.
Hysterical.
Call now, and you'll also get your choice of an authentic NFL Pro Line hat. Free. Pick your favorite team. It's up to you. The Albert Achievement Awards video and the NFL hat of your choice make a great gift for yourself or your favorite sports fan. And it comes with 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.47 an issue. You save over 50% off the cover price. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Nobody's into sports like Sports Illustrated. Get into it. Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Robin, the Giants were 3-0. They were flying.
Absolutely.
What's going on here?
After that bye week, I don't think they're going to have any more time off after that.
Don't think so.
A matchup of two teams with problems on offense. The G-men struggling with Dave Brown. They're 13th in the NFC in total offense, right behind the Rams, who hadn't scored more than 19 points in any of their games this season. Both the Rams and the Giants were hoping to avoid their third consecutive loss. Dave Brown of the Giants, first possession, 2nd and 8. He fires, but Joe Kelly intercepts it. Is it going to go back for a touchdown like the two previous games? Not this time. He's down at the 21. His first INT since '86, Rams ball. 3rd and 8. Chris Miller steps and finds Isaac Bruce with a 19-yard touchdown. His second touchdown of the year. It's 7-0 Rams, TJ.
Yeah, we're going to see a couple of people here spot shadow. First of all, you see Jesse Hester, and then you watch here as our second spot shadow. You're going to see a bite right there by John Booty. Once he bites up, clears the seam, touchdown back of the end zone.
Just like that, Chuck Knox, he likes this start. First quarter still, 2nd and 8, 7-0 Rams. Rodney Hampton, a nice run up the middle for 8 yards. Then Hampton finds a hole, and he turns it on. 27 yards for the touchdown. It's 7-all. His first gain over 20 yards. Are you ready for this? In his last 471 rushing attempts, TJ.
Yeah, we watched Todd Light here, number 41. You see him chasing Rodney Hampton, and then right there just kind of gives up on the play at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he gave up. Still 7-all. Chris Miller finds Jerome Bettis on the dump pass. He takes it 34 yards. He had 3 catches for 62 yards. Then Miller goes back and finds Troy Drayton for a 12-yard strike. It's 14-7 Rams. At the half, the Rams up by touchdown, so Reeves and Brown have things to talk about. In the 4th, 3rd and 2, 10th play of the drive, Miller incomplete to Howard Griffith, TJ.
Yeah, but Michael Brooks right there with the hit to the head got the roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, so it's first down Rams, Dan. Not happy about that at all. Again, later 4th, 3rd and 6, Willie Beeman sacks Chris Miller on the corner blitz, but there's a flag on the play. Clearly, it's a face mask by Willie Beeman. But the severity of the call, 15 yards at a Ram, first down. Without Rodney Hampton, Dave Brown, boy, could do nothing. Dan Reeves finally gets the ball with 1:06 left in the game, trailing by 7, 1st and 10 on 20. Dave Brown airs it out, looking for Mike Gerard, but Anthony Newman is there to pick it off. Another long outing for Dave Brown. The Rams win it by a final of 17-10. Brown, 15 of 27, 2 INTs, 165 yards. Hampton, 25 carries for 112 yards. Jerome Bettis, 150 yards of total offense, 88 on the ground, 62 by air. 17-10 is the final. Well, Buddy's boys travel to RFK. Either the Cards or Washington would win their second game of the season with that D stepping up for Buddy. In the second quarter, it's scoreless. Heath Schuler, a long bomb, but it's picked off in the end zone by James Williams, but he would later hit Brian Mitchell to take a 7-0 lead. Steve Berline also having some troubles. Picked off by Darrell Green, and he takes it 27 yards for the touchdown. It's 14-0 Washington. It would be an ugly one, folks. Trust me on this one. We zoom ahead to the fourth. North Turner's team holding a 16-9 lead. Cards have the ball in their own fourth, and look at this. Jeff Beagles takes the intentional safety. TJ, what?
Well, he takes the intentional safety here as Buddy's strategy works to the defense, and the Cards would hold after that.
Yeah, they got good position. Cards trailing 16-9. They try to drive. Berman hits Larry Centers with the short pass, but look at Centers. He's not going down until he gets a 20-yard gain. 3 plays later, Berman hits Randall Hill. First down, 3rd and goal. Berman finds Ricky Prohl in the end zone. It's stolen. They're saying it's an INT. Is it a touchdown? What is it, TJ?
All you have to do as a receiver is have possession in the end zone. You watch this ball. The instant it sticks, right there, comes down. That's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown. And the refs, after saying it was an interception, they think about it. They change their minds, and they say, yes, it is a touchdown, so the game is tied at 16-all. 14 seconds left in regulation. Schuler driving, but he's picked off by James Williams. So we're going to overtime. Washington wins the toss. Schuler comes back on, trying to drive for that winning score. It's Cedric Smith for a first down. Then 3 plays later, it's Ricky Irvins, who is just short of the first down at the 34. Chip Lohmiller in for a field goal attempt, but it's blocked. Aeneas Williams returns to the Washington 37-yard line. TJ, what happened?
Great players make great plays. Seth Joyner, as good as it gets. Watch him squeeze himself through a hole, the tight end in the tackle, and then get the hand up to block the kick.
Well, the Cards' new kicker, Todd Peterson, his first game, wondering if he's going to get a shot. He would get a chance. Cards' next possession, a 45-yard field goal attempt. This will win it. Nah, the game just keeps on going. Schuler trying to get something done on offense, but a frustrating day continues. Here he's picked up by Terry Hogue, who returns it to the Washington 12-yard line. Another rough outing for the rookie QB who continues to learn. Todd Peterson gets some encouragement from his new teammates, and on first down, the Cards go for the win, and he nails the 30-yarder for Buddy's second win with the Cards. 19-16 is the final. Schuler was just 11 of 32 for 158 yards, intercepted 5 times, 9 turnovers in all in this scintillating tilt. Peterson, a native of the D.C. area, tried out with Washington a couple of weeks ago, didn't get it, goes back. He's got a couple of memories now to hold him over.
Berman and Schuler. Berman a little bit better later, but for a while it was like the Chinese water torture watching this.
Tough to watch.
But the game was so good it went 5 quarters. Well, I'll tell you what has been so good that we could see him every week. Lightning bolts. San Diego Chargers, the lone undefeated team left in the National Football League at 5-0. And it was a situation where the San Diego Chargers went into New Orleans, who, oddly enough, remember, they were 5-0 last year. So this is a game, one of the first ones, really, that the Chargers supposed to win on the road. It was all set up for them to sputter in the Super Bowl. But in New Orleans, the Bolts were determined to make sure that lightning did not strike again. You know what I mean. Natron means they're back to their present-day uniforms, but they're also back to their present-day form. Rumbling, stumbling, 17 yards. Natron means business. Running left side. Look at the wheels. Look at the speed. 16-yard touchdown, 7-0 Lightning Bolts. San Diego Humphreys. The Chargers leading 7-0 play action. Sidesteps Wayne Martin. Then it's Dwayne Young, 32 yards down the middle. 2 plays later, Means gets the holes. Boom. I mean, you hit him, but he just keeps rolling, Tom. 14-0.
Darren Carter here gets a good shoulder in the Means, but when you have a man this size, with the feet that he has, look at him just run right through the tacklers.
After a Carney field goal makes it 17-0, Tyrone Hughes on the kickoff return. Even the special teams gets into the act because of fumble. Steve Hendrickson falls on the ball for the Lightning Bolts, much to the chagrin of Jim Mora. 3 plays later, guess who, Tom? Natron means more business. 3rd rushing touchdown of the half, 24-0 Bulls. 3 first-half touchdowns for Means, ties a team record with Chuck Muncie, sit back in 81. But Jim Everett lead the Saints back. Late in the first half, Everett to Quinn early. What about a spike? Remember the giant spike in the dive? Don't do it. No, we'll backflip it instead. But it's still 27-7 Chargers at the half. in the second half, passing for Everett to try and get him back in here.
Yeah, and watch Chris Mims here with a relentless rush, goes all the way around the entire offense, circles back, and the pursuit finally gets him a sack of Everett.
Mims is the word. Defense, Means, Carney, all of it was stories. 14-yard gain, dragging half the Saints team with him. 120 yards and 3 touchdowns for Natron. Sam Mills and the Saints, we need some smelling salts. We don't know what hit us. This team, the Chargers, just won't be denied. They up their mark to 6-0 as they win at 36-22. By the way, Carney had 5 field goals on the day. One of them were 49 yards out. Bolts close to 400 yards in total offense, scoring on their first 5 possessions. First things first, let's backtrack to the Giants. And young Dave Brown surely got to learn on the spot, and it's not all going to be roses, as we've seen the last 3 games.
Yeah, Dave Brown is going through that learning experience that all rookies will. And I say a rookie, when you're first on that football field and you're starting, you have to see the blitzes, you have to see the packages come at you before you can have success. I think the thing that'll be most discouraging for Dan Reeves is the critical mistakes, the face mask in critical situations, the hit to the head by Michael Brooks that draws the personal foul. He will not stand for those kinds of things. And I think when you look at the Rams, a good job of surviving defensively without Sean Gilbert.
Now, let's get back to the Chargers, Tommy. I mean, this was a spot that they might have struggled. Do they just not know any better? They're just having a good time? I mean, we kind of got that feeling on game day when we saw the piece by Andrew Kramer.
And certainly winning is contagious. When you are winning the way they're winning now, you can't wait to get to the next weekend's game. But I think that you can see what Natron Means is doing for the entire offense, and specifically Stan Humphries. His calmness in the pocket, even when the rush is right on him now, he slides a little bit to the right, just like he doesn't feel that rush, and he's delivering the football.
The Lightning Bolts at 6-0 just keep on rolling. They host Denver at the Murph next week. When we return, the Eagles started fast and furious at Dallas. But, you know, Dallas doesn't only have offense. They've got big-time defense, as in the top-ranked defense in football. Randall learned the hard way.
Let's play soccer! Yeah!
Want to be a more complete soccer player? ESPN Home Video Series introduces Let's Play Soccer, an instructional and fun tape for players of all skill levels.
Learn the 3 laws of defense: immediate pressure, cover, and balance.
Learn the 3 keys to offense: width, depth, and support.
Any sport is more fun if you play it better. Here's how to order.
Let's play soccer.
To order Let's Play Soccer, call 1-800-717-ESPN. Only $14.98 plus $4 shipping and handling.
The Soloflex Muscle Machine, just $39 a month. Call now for a free brochure.
If the mascot looks like Winston Churchill, the score is 70-0. A crash course is part of the curriculum, and there's a dean instead of an owner. Then you're watching the game the way it was meant to be played. College football, all that and more. Tonight at 8, it's a shootout in the Southwest as the Texas Longhorns take on the Owls of Rice, only on ESPN.
We're going to win the football game this weekend.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Rice. Josh LaRocca, their quarterback, tries to lead him to victory over the Texas Longhorns. Number 12, Texas against Rice at the top of the hour right after Prime Time. Well, mano y mano, certainly in the NFC East. 4-1 Dallas hosting 4-1 Philadelphia. The Cowboys had beaten the Eagles the last 4 games, primarily due to the mercurial feet and the power of Emmitt Smith, who ran way over 100 yards all 4 of those games. Matter of fact, he totaled 686 yards in those wins. But the Eagles fear no evil, not even a trip deep into the heart of Texas, because the first drive, Barry Switzer, Joe Avazano, the special team coach of the Cowboys, had their hands full. Harry Seidner returning the punt, and he could go all the way. Except this is the speed of the Cowboys. Darren Smith, one of the starting linebackers, saved the touchdown. Great fake, though, by Randall Cunningham. Herschel Walker on the play fake. He's tipping into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Well, the replay says he might have been out, but you only have the one view at the touchdown, 7-0 Philly. Meanwhile, Troy Aikman, smooth, but not here. Picked off by Greg Jackson. So the Eagles defense, first quarter, holding Dallas to 6 yards, while the offense gaining over 100. Second quarter, though, things would change for Rich Tight and company. Although, in shotgun on third down, Randall Cunningham. 81-yard punt. He had one, 90 against the Giants one? His career punting average in 10 punts, almost 57 yards. The Eagles just hired Brian Barker to be the regular punter this week, but there's no way Randall's going to do that. But Dallas starts the drive. Aikman, Urban, Mark McMillan saves the touchdown then. Byron Evans goes helmet to helmet with Emmett. Emmett had to be removed for a while, get the smelling salts. But Aikman, bootleg to Scott Galbraith. And he's to the 10, setting up Emmett back in. Smells the end zone. 2 yards, tied at 7. Now Cunningham having his troubles. Picked off by Kenneth Gant. Second quarter, it's a direct reversal. Dallas 137-9 in total yards. That sets up just a minute to go in the second quarter. Alvin Harper, who continually burns the Eagles. 16 yards, 14-7 Dallas.
Yeah, you watch the great pump fake there. He freezes Eric Allen. He freezes Michael Zordich. Makes it easy for Harper to get behind the defense for the touchdown.
At the end of the first half, Cunningham a mistake. But watch this play, Tommy. James Washington picks it off, but what happens?
Yeah, you watch Washington here as he falls down. He's untouched, throws the ball up. Bernard Williams throws it back to him. That's a live ball, folks. Bernard Williams could have taken off for the end zone with it.
But he did not. The half ended, Tom. 14-7. Aikman to Novacek touchdown, and Dallas now controlling the game 21-7. Mid-fourth quarter, here come the Eagles. 31, James Joseph up the middle, 34 yards. Eagles don't get the conversion. It's 24-13 onside kick. Eddie Murray's kick off the hands of Brock Marion, and Mark Woodward, Johnny on the spot for the Eagles. And Brian Barker in on the play. So the Eagles driving. Cunningham airing it out. Calvin Williams with the circus catch. Then Randall trying to cut the deficit closer. Gets to the 5. Oh, he's just not in. Dallas, first and goal. Stands tall as Charlie Garner, stuffed by Robert Jones. Then Garner stuffed again by Robert Jones. Then, after a penalty, 5 yards, Randall. Picked off by Larry Brown on his latest coaching move. Makes the interception. The Eagles stop at the 1-yard line. The Dallas Cowboys, again, sole possession of first place in the NFC East. Their 10th straight win in the division, dating back to last year. Cowboys win it with a count of 24-13. And I think, you know, Philly had them going very early with the early touchdown, but we talked about it, Tommy. Second and third and long, that Dallas defense puts you back in that position a lot. And with the team speed they have, they really have you at a disadvantage.
Well, I think you said it. Team speed is the thing you look at. Whenever you see a guy, a return man, returning a kick, and he's tackled by a linebacker in the open field, that's going to be a defense that you can't outrun on the perimeters. And then you have the consistency of Emmitt Smith with the running game. Troy Aikman seemingly getting back to his play-action pass accuracy.
Well, it's like week 1. We were talking about, we watched the Niners win big on the Monday night. We watched Dallas win big. We've been looking November 13th. Cowboys at the 49ers. It'll be World War III, won't it? That's the way we're looking in the NFC right now, just a few weeks off. Our honor roll for 100-yard rushers, Miami's Bernie Parmalee. 150 yards in their overtime win. Johnny Johnson had a big game. The Jets won. Again, you're seeing the guys that run for 100 yards like Means, the team wins. Moore for the Cardinals, they won. Hampton for the Giants, they did not win. Emmitt Smith for the Cowboys, they did win. So 5 out of 6, you run for 100, you win the game. When we return, game balls! You're never going to guess who gets what. We'll be back.
So, what do you think? You look tough to me. You just don't see that these days. I'm impressed. I want those qualities on our team. I think we can get them. Let's go ask.
Hey, that's Ellie's head scout.
Could you come over here a second, son?
Yeah, you. Into the show, baby.
Could you turn around? You know if these sweats come in teal?
Is that seam double-stitched?
Do you like the way it flows?
Looking for tough athletic wear? Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
Flexible.
We're in show business. We're having fun. We're ringmasters of one of the greatest circuses of all time. Wow, that's great. California has a very special meaning around the world. It's about freedom. It's about choices. How about a pizza with potato on it? Peking duck. Thai chicken. We have watched where businesses have limited ways in which the customer pays. And when our customer reaches for an American Express card, we gladly accept it.
American Express is welcome to wherever fresh ideas are cooking. So dine out, America.
NFL Prime Monday, tomorrow, 7:30, ESPN.
Primetime players. My game ball goes to the all-around performer for the Dolphins. That great backfield, Berman Parmalee. Irving Spikes was still hurt. Parmalee not only ran for 150 yards, his 26-yard run, key run, setting up Stoyo's field goal in overtime. But look at the play he makes on special teams, at apparent tackles, fumble recovery on special teams. Berman did it all. He saved it lock. Has 30 carries, 150 yards. The Dolphins win it. Berman Parmalee gets a game ball. Rob, I got no voice.
Oy vey. Yeah, all right, Deion did a lot of talking this week, but he backed it up with this kind of play. Prime time.
Prime time. Prime time.
A 93-yard interception return for a touchdown, his second touchdown with the Niners. Okay. Give a nod to Deion for apologizing repeatedly for his boxing match with Rison. He knew it was wrong and admitted it. All right, TJ.
Yeah, Robin, my game ball goes to Jim Harbaugh of the Colts, went into Buffalo and beat the Bills. Did a great job of moving around, finding his receivers. Did most of that without the benefit of the 100-yard running game that he sometimes gets from Marshall Faulk. Look at his numbers on the day, 18 of 22, 206, 2 TDs, and no mistakes. We'll be right back.
We never used to exercise. We didn't have time to go to the gym, and it was impossible to find a quality strength and aerobic machine that we could use at home. So we found Bowflex. Bowflex lets me perform the strength and aerobic workout I want in 20 minutes. It's quick, it's easy, and it makes my body feel incredible. There's simply nothing else like it. You can change the amount of weight you're using by adding more power rods. The cable pulley system accommodates 64 different exercises. It's even backed by a lifetime warranty. If you're like me, and at first you looked at machines like SoloFlex and NordicFlex, you've got to see what Bowflex can do for you. It simply produces results. Call right now for this free 15-minute video. It will show you exactly how Bowflex will let you outperform SoloFlex and NordicFlex. You'll be surprised at how effective Bowflex really is. If you want to see the easiest and most effective way of exercising at home, you need to see this video. It's absolutely free, so call for yours right now.
Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, Julio Cesar Green defends his NABF junior middleweight title against Ronald Morgan. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN.
Prime Monday, Mike and the gang preview the Chiefs at the Broncos from Mile High, 7:30 Eastern Time. And then following the Sports Center, we'll have reports from Mile High Stadium, what has been Marty's House of Horrors. A wild Week 7 for Tom Jackson, Robin Roberts. I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for croaking with us. We have college football coming up next. The site of Super Bowl VIII in Houston, Texas and Rice. Sean McDonough, Todd Blackledge on the call, guys.
Thanks, Chris. For the college football fan, it's a Sunday night treat. Rice is battling history as it plays host to Texas. The eyes of Texas are always on John Makovic and his Longhorns, and Texas fans liked what they saw as the Horns got off to a 3-0 start. Then a sad sight as starting quarterback Shea Morenz went down against Colorado, and the Longhorns suffered a gut-wrenching loss. Adding to the pain, Makovic's squad had to face arch-rival Oklahoma with untested redshirt freshman James Brown at quarterback. But Brown was the hero of the day, and the defense made a goal line stand in the final minute for the win. Not many have given Ken Hatfield's Rice Owls a serious look, but the Owls posted an upset win last week over Texas Tech and won another one tonight. However, they must answer a lingering question in front of the eyes of a nation.
Why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon.
Rice fans might still be asking the question posed by JFK in his memorable speech here at Rice Stadium 32 years ago. Why does Rice play Texas? These schools meet every year, and Texas has won the last 28 between the two. The last time Rice beat Texas, man had not yet walked on the moon. It's number 12 Texas against Rice from Houston on ESPN. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough, and it's great to have you with us. Texas comes in at 4-1, trying to make it 29 straight.